Two backend giants, Xano and Supabase, go head-to-head. Which one really delivers? On the left, Xano, the true no-code backend powerhouse. On the right, Supabase, the open-source, real-time database loved by devs. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to what actually matters. Each category gets a score, and at the end, you'll know exactly who comes out on top. The final result for 2025 might surprise you. Okay, so how are we going to break this down? Let's look at their code and usability vibes, features and real-world scalability, open-source cred, AI smarts, pricing pain points, and of course, how easily you can hook them up to other tools and APIs. So, big picture stuff coming your way. All right, first up, code and usability. So, Xano. Man, this one is like drag and drop central. You want a backend but hate typing? You just throw blocks together. It even handles user authentication and permissions, so you barely touch any code. But if you want to get really deep and custom, it can feel a little boxed in, you know? Now, Supabase, this one's pretty much the opposite vibe. You get full-blown SQL access. And if you live and breathe code, it's super open and customizable. Extensions, open source, the whole deal. But here's the thing. If you're not a coder, this can be intimidating fast. There's like a learning curve Everest. So if you want something that just works visually and fast, Xano's definitely the winner here. Moving on to features and scalability, right? Okay, so with Xano, you get some serious grown-up features like database branching and merging. There's built-in stuff for business logic and scheduled background jobs. Plus, enterprise compliance for when your app starts raking in users. But you do start paying more for that big business power. Supabase, though, this one's all about that real-time data. You can sync instantly across regions with their edge functions, and that's awesome. But honestly, their backend feels a little split across different services, and scaling can get pricey. So if you're thinking pure scale and features, Xano takes it by a hair. Now, let's talk open source and community. Because, come on, people love open source in 2025. Xano is well documented and has good support channels, but it's pretty much closed. Supabase, though, this one waves the open source flag loud. Tons of community projects. You can self-host if you're feeling adventurous, and it's super easy to plug it into all sorts of AI things floating around out there. The catch? If you want help, it's usually forum warriors unless you pay. So yeah, Supabase grabs the win here without even trying. Hey, wait a second. Did you know Supabase is built directly on PostgreSQL? That's like classic developer territory, while Xano is stacking these fancy visual blocks over the database, so no coders don't even have to think about SQL. I mean, that's wild, right? Oh, and here's something cool. AI capabilities. Xano has these slick built-in AI assistants. They can literally help you design your backend and even build your database and APIs, kind of like magic. But it's only for backend stuff, not, giving your whole app an AI brain. Supabase swings the other way. No fancy internal AI helper, but you can plug it easily into OpenAI or Hugging Face. So you're not limited if you've got the outside tech. But honestly, that internal AI builder is kind of a game changer. Winner? Gotta hand it to Xano. All right, pricing. The part we all kinda dread. So first off, Xano has a generous free plan. You can poke around with all the features. When you go pro, it gets pricey, especially at huge scale, but at least you know what you're paying for. Supabase is almost cheeky here. Their free tier literally gives you unlimited requests for starters. Early paid plans are super cheap, but once you need big features and serious compliance, costs rocket up. So honestly, this one's pretty tied. It comes down to how big your project actually gets. And finally, integration and APIs. So Xano is, again, super visual. You click some options, boom. REST API is good to go. It plays nice with no-code builders like Bubble and Softer, and even the API management is graphical. But if you're a stickler for hardcore manual tweaking, it's not super deep there. Supabase flips that. It's all about dev workflows. It does REST, SQL, GraphQL, whatever. But you need to set up headers, auth, the works. And it's a tad more challenging if you're trying to wire up a no-code project. So by the numbers, Xano is the clear winner for easy, powerful API setup. So looking at the radar, the strengths are pretty obvious. Xano absolutely soars on usability, AI, integrations, and pure feature set. Supabase, meanwhile, takes the open source crown and has some sweet real-time and external AI integration perks. Kind of fun seeing how different their strengths map out. I'll be honest, if you want a backend done fast, want to run your whole logic without touching a single line of code, Xano really can't be beat. But if you're a developer, need to go deep on SQL, want every bit open and flexible, and love open source, Supabase is your playground. Ultimately, pick Xano for a no-code team that needs rocket speed and enterprise options. Supabase is definitely for engineering-led builds or anyone excited by real-time data and community projects. If you want to support our channel, feel free to use our affiliate link given in video description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.